Hi everybody, welcome back to Patch in the Prairie. In today's video I wanted to talk about whether or not small farms can make money, and we're going to dive into our actual production numbers from 2024 and go over all of those. But before we jump into the numbers, I wanted to provide a little bit of context about our farm. I do work full-time off the farm, so the farm is a side hustle to us. We are bootstrapping this farm without any debt whatsoever, so anything that we've put in is either money that we've saved up from previous to starting the farm, or from the farm generating money itself. So we are growing at the speed of cash, as Dave Ramsey would say. This is only our 2024 was only our second year in production where we actually had products to sell. And the last thing to mention is that we have 3 distinct enterprises, and we're going to break each one of those down. So we have a pastured laying hen operation, we have a grass-fed lamb operation, and then we also have like a raw milk micro dairy. And then we also, we'll get to it, we raised a few pigs, and that would be like the side hustle to the side hustle. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get started by talking about our pastured laying hen operation. So I broke down all of our costs here, and so our layer feed was $3,865 and some change. Feed for chicks was $578. Equipment was $185. This would have been new rollaway nest boxes, new frost-free drinkers that we need for the winter time. Miscellaneous. Most of our miscellaneous costs would be bedding. For the winter, we typically utilize straw. We also bought 15 ready-to-lay pullets, so those cost us $300. And then we bought some young chicks on 2 different occasions throughout the summer, and so the total of those chicks was $289. And so if you're keeping track of the math at home, our laying hen operation total cost was $5,508.35, and we had income, and our income was almost entirely egg sales. Obviously, we did sell a few stew hens as well as some older layers, and so we had a total income of $6,135 for our laying hen operation, giving us a profit of $626.65. And so 2 of the things that I want to work on for 2025, one is to find a way for some bulk storage of feed. I think we'd be able to get our feed cost way down if I can find a way to source some bulk feed. And I don't currently have any feed storage bins, but I do have some bulk bags, so that may be a way for me to save some money on feed. And then the other thing would be, we did run into 2 different diseases last year. One of them, I'm not entirely sure how we got it. It just turned into like a chronic sneeze. And then the other one we got was fowl pox, and we got that just for a short time in the summer when we had absolutely hordes of mosquitoes everywhere. And the mosquitoes were actually biting the chickens, and they brought us the fowl pox. And so that really affected our production over the summer. And so I think that we will have, we are currently on pace to do much better than this in terms of profit. And so as long as we can keep everybody healthy this year, I think we're really going to be much more happy with our numbers. But we were able to feed our family all the eggs we need throughout the year, as well as make a small profit on the laying hen. Okay, next we'll move on to our grass-fed sheep flock. We run a very low input flock of sheep, and then we do direct market as many lambs as we can, and then we will also sell lambs at the sale barn as needed. So anything that went through the mouth of the sheep, our cost for 2024, so hay and mineral, was $1,448. We had to buy a little bit of equipment. The 2 main things there would have been a bale spear, as well as a upgraded electric fence charger to keep the sheep inside of our electric netting. And we just had a very small amount there of some miscellaneous costs just about $63. So we had a total cost of $2,157.41. Our income on the sheep was not very high. We had income of $1,348.02, and so this would have been a couple of animals direct to consumer. We did sell a breeding ram as well as some sold at the sale barn. While that number does not look very good, because we had a loss of $809.39. So on paper, the loss doesn't look very good. So when I was looking at the prices at the sale barn, I'm projecting that the animals that we have a value somewhere between $3,500 and $4,000. Okay, next we'll go over our raw dairy herd share. And so these costs are slightly incomplete. At the beginning of the year, we were not selling milk at all. And then we do live in a state where raw milk sales are legal. And we had some families that were begging us to start selling milk. And so I wasn't keeping track of all of the expenses. I was just assigning some of those hay expenses to the flock of sheep because they were at that time the only income producing animals there, and so the cow was essentially eating for free. So based on the numbers that I have, this would include all the grain we fed, but really the hay numbers are just incomplete. Roughly $795 in feed, and then miscellaneous costs of $68.60. Most of this would have been around equipment that we needed for delivering the milk to our customers, as well as milk filters and things like that. And so we have a total cost of $862.80. We only sold milk for half of the year, and so in just half of the year we had $691 in milk sales, and so we had a loss of $171.80, but I easily think in a full year of milk sales we would easily be profitable, and so I'm looking forward to that in 2025. I think there's a ton of potential here for our farm with this raw dairy herd share. Okay, then the last thing we'll go over is our pork side hustle. So my day job is in the pork industry, and I do have some little side perks with that. And so I was able to get 4 pigs. We were able to cut our feed bill down quite a bit by feeding lots of food scraps and dairy waste and things like that. And so our feed bill is very low, obviously. It's only $181.89. And then we were able to sell 1 pig for $456. And that gives us a profit of about $274. And then we also traded half a pig to reduce the cost on a half a beef that we bought from another farmer. And then we also kept and fed our family 1.5 pigs. So this is a nice little side hustle. All the people that got pork from us last year want to get it again. So as long as I can have the source of pigs from my day job, we certainly plan on doing this again and maybe growing it in the future. Okay, so we had a loss of $80.43. So we were essentially break even in our second year of owning the farm. And like I mentioned at the beginning, we're bootstrapping this thing. And really, on paper, we had the loss, but again, we had a few $1,000s worth of value in lambs that just aren't hitting the books in 2024, but they will in 2025. So you could technically say we were profitable. But again, we were able to feed our family basically for free by selling all the excess that we're producing. And so I think that's pretty successful. And in year 1, we sold even less direct to consumer. Or we've had about a $4,000 swing in our numbers in just 1 year. And so I think 2025 will be a great year for us, and we're looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully these numbers helped you if you're in a similar situation or planning on trying to start a farm from scratch.